That's why I came immediately. I didn't become a pastor because I'm looking for help. Forget it. It's not true. When Jesus went to the cross, what he was saying that he bought the ministry. That he did what? He bought it. My king paid for work. He paid. Me, I want to pay. Then if I can't pay, then I should not have it. If I can't, no, if I can't pay, I should not have it. That is why when I see people, I'm always happy with people. Whether they help me or not, I don't care. Did you hear what I said? And that is exactly why I want to teach. So that you can interpret your future. You know, inability to interpret future is why people are subjected to frustration. They say, I don't know. Nobody's helping me. Excuse me, stop that. Inability to interpret a future is why people are subjected to constant frustration. I know what having children will do to me. I know what having a wife will, so I refuse it. It's not about union. If I have a wife, I'm not going to feed her. I'm not going to pay children's school fees. I'm not going to pay for nursing school, pay secondary school. I'm not going to pay university. I'm not going to pay. That's why I don't have children. I'm not going to pay. It's as simple as that. I said, no one pay. Nobody say that union. Yes. I don't want someone to be asking me for money every day. I said, no be union kumatao. You know, your wife will come down in the midnight and say she want to quarrel with you. You should bring your phone. Excuse me, I'm not ready for the quarrel. It's as simple as that. So now all this is I'm telling you is why I want to do what? Is why I want to teach, and I'm going straight to the teaching. I'm not singing today because I'm going to sing in the night. I said I'm not singing now. Because I'm going to sing in the midnight. So just take 30 seconds and say, Lord, thank you for blessing me. Please, before you pray prayer, there is one gift I want to give you. If God brings you to awareness, awesome awareness of vision, awesome awareness of who you are, frustration will end in your life. Define your future very well from yourself. Let me tell you what Satan do to people. Now, listen. Human beings don't know this I'm about to tell you. You need to hear it. Satan uses witchcraft to make people, to hide people's life inside themselves. So when people don't know who they are, because the witchcraft has covered their real life, they start living any life anyhow. The woman that is selling tomato in the market, the life in her is not tomato selling life. Satan destroyed her life and covered it with darkness. So she started living a life that's not her own. Because she doesn't know her own. I said because she doesn't know her own. Her own has been covered inside. I said what? Her own has been covered. Her own life has been covered inside. Her own life has been covered where? Inside her. So she started living the one she doesn't know. Let me tell you this intelligence. If you have a life, there's one life you have, and there is a way that life should be lived. Now, if a life is lived in too many ways, then the life is lost. Tomorrow you're working in the bank. Next tomorrow you're looking for a job in another company. The other day now you are a taxi driver. You don't know your life. You've lost your life. Why you try 3 things is because you lost yourself. Everyone single life has one single purpose. Now, let me start with it. Sit down. Every one single life has one single purpose. Kennedy, are you awake there? Are you sleeping? Yes. Every one single life have one single purpose. Father, we want to thank you because your light redeems. Your light blesses. Your light prospers people. Bless us from the riches of your awesome brightness. In Jesus' mighty name. Now, please, I would like you to look here. Listen, there is no human being on earth, particularly all African people, all Gentiles should listen to me. All Africans, all Gentiles, they should do what? They should listen to what I'm about to say. I want to interpret date to everyone who care to hear. I want to interpret DEATH to everyone that care to hear. Now, what death means is that somebody's life is subjected to witchcraft. That somebody's life is subjected to what? Somebody's life is subjected to witchcraft to the level that the life that man has is not known by the man. That the type of life the man has is not known by that man, because witchcraft has already covered the original life of that person. Now, when witchcraft covered the original life of people, they start living life that is not their own, because they have already abandoned their own inside witchcraft. Now, when they abandon their real life and be living life that is not their own, it means that they are already dead. When they abandon their real life, because their real life is covered by witchcraft, they are what? They are already dead, because who they are is inside them, subjected by witchcraft. Now, when that happened, they start wandering up and down. Now, that time they are wandering up and down, they are not children of God, they are children of Satan. That is why the Bible says in the book of Isaiah, chapter 25, 6, 7, and 8, it says, upon this mountain, that the Lord himself shall destroy the veil or covering. Now, when the Bible says veil or covering, the Bible is talking about a witchcraft veil that subdued somebody and then covered the original person of that person inside the person, and then declared the person a wanderer. Listen, it doesn't matter whatever anybody is getting. It doesn't matter what anybody has from wandering. Everything will end very painfully. You see, because if you didn't discover the life you have already denied yourself and denied God. The God of every man is the God of the man's life. You cannot allow your life to be inside and you are trying to say you have God. You cannot have God when you're wandering up and down. That is why the beginning of the blessing of every man, the beginning of blessing is for that man to find that life. The beginning of blessing is that one single life you have, you should find it. Now, when you find it, you attach it to its purpose, and then you will start living. Listen, I would like you to look at, please, can you look up here? Let me tell you something. 2 nights ago, I came to church, and while I was praying, the Lord came to me and said to me, he said, do you know that money smells? I said, which one is money smells again? Then he said to me, he said, money is a killer. So I asked him, I said, explain to me what you mean that all of us need money. Then he said to me, when I created you, Christian, I removed money from your life. That is why you are immortal. So that day he brought me to that revelation. Listen, this is what I'm telling you. You might do nothing with it, but hear it. That day I said he told me that I saw money coming, liquid gold coming to me. And as they get near me, the money stopped. So I said, that I need money. Why did the money stop? He said, the money stopped because you have to give it to people that need it. The money cannot be part of you. So I said, what do you mean? He said, if money become part of you, you will die. He told me, he said, if money enters into you and become part of you, it is money becoming part of men that make men men. It's a high mystery. He said, money enters into men because they are ordinary to kill them. So when somebody wake up in the morning and start looking for money here, because that person has died already. You cannot use a spiritual life to be looking to. You cannot give a spiritual life to something that is already inferior to that life. Let me say it again. I say you cannot give a spiritual life to something that is already inferior to the life. You wake up in the morning and you are a divine person, and then you use a divine life to be looking for something that is smaller than the life. You have reduced that life to that thing. Just like you are a man and every day you open a fan shop, a fan shop, and you carry your divine person to sell fan. You are a servant of fan. It doesn't matter if the money you're looking for. Listen, the problem that the money solves for you is a problem you created. It's as simple as that. The problem that you're looking for money to solve is a problem you already created. I don't know what. And that is why you cannot have it enough. The more you get it, the more you create problem. I said the more you have it, the more you create problem, and the more you create problem, the more you serve money. Now, but it is a kind of knowledge that is not of this world. This knowledge now is not of this world. Now, I'm going to leave it now when I tell you this. The major activity, please, when you hear this, I'll believe that your ear is blessed. The major activity of witchcraft on earth is to make you blind, not to see yourself. If you can't see yourself, then you cannot see anything. Frustration will never end. Frustration will never end in the life of any human being that can't see himself. If you can't see yourself, then you cannot see any other thing. The beginning of every error, every pain, every mistake is inability to see yourself. If you don't know who you are and you're married, how can you have peace? How can you? Your real person, no matter what you try, your real person cannot be denied. Let me say it again. I said no matter what you try, your real person can't be denied. Once in a while he comes up. He comes up. Yesterday I didn't come to church. On Wednesday, I didn't come. When I was praying that he would tell me, I would be asking God, I said, why did I know some things I'm supposed to know early, very late? I was asking him, I said, all this period I was going to secondary school, go to university, walk up and down, looking for a job, teach here, do this one, move up and down. He told me, he said, it is the torture of witchcraft. You don't understand. He said, the destiny that you are born for was already inside you, but witchcraft subdued it. And then made it to be walking up and down. He said, your real reason for living is inside. You were with it. He said, on top of it, they kept you down. They give you a heap of evil because of background. And then he told me something. He said, there are more that are still inside you that witchcraft just kept down. You better start fighting it. So I used to ask him. I said, Baba, all these years I was walking up and down from place to place, university, walking up and down looking for a job. And you know I'll be a preacher. Why didn't you bring me to this very early in my life? So that I can face what I came for. He said, I was bringing it, you can't hear. Now, if you don't know who you are, how can you know purpose? And if you don't know purpose, how can you claim that you are alive? How? Living without knowing who you are is mean dead. Because you have a life that don't even know how to live. All right. Can you pay attention to something? Huh? Can you pay attention to something? There is a course I want to share quickly. I'm going to share it. I got it on the way. I was already coming before I got the course, these two courses. And I'm taking it in 3 to 3 minutes. On the destiny of every life is in the light of that life. Now, if you want to know your destiny, you should be able to know the light of your life. Because it is in the light of your life is where your destiny is. Let me say it again. I said the light of your life is where your destiny is encapsulated. Light of life. Now, if you don't know the type of life you have, how can you know the light of that life? The only thing that Satan cannot destroy is light that is bigger than his own light. And then sometimes I see lightless people trying to bind a god. Don't forget that it is brightness that makes Satan a god. I say is that, yes. Now you don't use prayer to solve problem that darkness created. Let me say it again. I said you don't pray against problem that darkness. In 42, 6 and 7 of the book of Isaiah, the Bible says something beautiful. He said he became a light to the Gentiles that he might bring out those who are prisoners. So it is by light that prisoners are redeemed, not by prayer. There are